What's up, everyone? I'm going to discuss in this video why I think instant accounts are going to be much better for myself as a trader and for you guys as traders as well going forward. So for many years, we've seen CFD prop firms have this two-step model, right? We saw FTMO, kind of like the pioneers of the prop trading space, come out with it. They had a 10% phase one and a 5% phase two. And then you get the funded account and you are able to make money from it. Quite interestingly enough, actually, is that I remember the days when we first started with FTMO, you actually had to pass the phase one in 30 days and then phase two in 60 days. And we've made great leaps and bounds in terms of, like, obviously prop firms become a lot more competitive, but also a lot more popular since then. But something that's interestingly enough has been the amount of work you have to do to get the payouts, right? And I think these new instant accounts that I've been trading with Top One and Hydra are going to benefit not only me, but you as well as traders. And I think particularly for me that has been coming from trading a personal account background, it just is a lot more realistic. And this is something, quite a phenomenon that I actually wanted to speak about in terms of being able to take payouts. You can actually be a profitable trader, but not take payouts with those two-step models. The simple reason being is this. Let's look at it like this. You can make 10%, okay, for phase one, and then 5% for phase two, and then hit a drawdown patch and lose your funded account without taking a payout. But essentially, you actually still net positive 5% return on investment because you would have made 10% in phase one, 5% in phase two, that's 15%, and then you would have lost 10% on the funded account, but you still net positive, but you actually didn't take a payout. With these new instant accounts with Top One and Hydra, which I'll get to in a minute, you can actually make payouts after 2% worth of profit. Now, yes, there is consistency scores and trailing drawdown, which you speak about, but I think it does favor the slow and steady trader that can actually take and find good setups instead of trying to get past phase one and two a lot more quicker. So let's get right into it here. And let's speak about, these accounts. As you can see in the link in my bio, you should be able to come over here and come down to prop firms, and you can see Hydra, Top One, and there's a bunch of other accounts, but mainly Hydra, when releasing this video, should be coming out at the start of August with their instant model, and Top One has got an instant account model at the moment. So you click on those, Hydra funding will bring you over here, and you can get your instant account using the code JB, and with Top One you can use the code JRB to get your instant accounts. Now let's speak particularly about the instant account model. As I said, with the two-step challenges, you would have to make with Top One 8% and 5% before even getting your live funded account. So you would have to make 13% before even seeing 1 cent of that for yourself. Whereas with these instant accounts, yes, they are a little bit more expensive, but let's look at a 100K account, for example. Now with the code JRB, if you go like this, they're not going to be $792, or $1,000. You can actually get it for $634. So you get a massive discount using my code. As I said, JRB, you get your great discount. Okay, but let's go back to the rules of the instant accounts. You don't have a daily loss limit. There's obviously no profit target. The two things that you need to be aware of is there's a 20% consistency score. What does that mean? Well, basically, your biggest day cannot be more than 20% of your total profits. So if you make your biggest day is $500, you're 500, right? Divided by 0.2, then you would have to make $2,500 before looking to take a payout. The minimum payout is 2% of the initial account balance. That's the first one. And then the second one, which is obviously not great, but it's better than having to make 13 or 15%, is the max trailing drawdown is 6%. But then that locks in once your drawdown reaches your starting balance. So I think it's pretty fair. Let's go over actually here to the frequently asked questions. And again, so just to recap it, there's the two rules for the instant accounts. Is the 6% trailing drawdown that locks in once your drawdown reaches your starting balance. And then the second one is the consistency rules. But basically, if you're just looking to make the minimum payout of 2% per account, which on a 100K account, let's look at this like this, would be $2,000, right? Basically, you could take $2,000 and on your first payout, you get 60% times 60%. You would make $1,200 less with my code, you can get the account for $630, less 630. You'd make a profit of $570 just by making 2%. Now, if you make 2% on the phase 2, you're not even 20% to getting past the account. So I think these instant accounts are really, really solid. Okay, let's go to the instant account rules. The only thing with top one is you cannot copy trade. With Hydra, you can copy trade on instant account rules. But yeah, look at this. When can I request a payout? After 30 days, you can request your payout. And then the minimum payout that you have to do, the minimum payout is 2% of your initial balance. So if you're trading a 50K account, the minimum payout would be $1,000. And as I said, on a 100K account, if you make 2% and you take a payout, you'll literally make $500 profit, net profit, less the account, the amount that you spend. Okay, so you would make $2,000 times 60% gives you $1,200. Less the $630 that you paid for the account, you make $570 profit just from making 2%. I think these are the accounts to go in the future, and this is what I'm going to be loading up on going forward. So really, really, I think these instant accounts, as I said, are going to be so solid. So again, go check them out. With Hydra will be coming out in August, but top one already have them. And then make sure you go read your all your frequently asked questions. But just to recap, instant account rules with top one, 20% consistency score, meaning that your biggest day cannot be worth more than 20% of your total profits, and then the 6% trailing drawdown. And then once you reach 2%, you can actually be eligible to take profits as long as you meet the consistency score. That's instant count in a nutshell. And I think this is what I'm going to be loading up going forward. And I think you should too. So let me know what you think. Comment below. Go use my codes if you are going to trade with any of these firms. And I appreciate you guys always supporting the channel. Cheers.